Good morning. I am Tejaswini, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Commerce in Government First Grade College, Nanjangud. I am giving lecture on Indirect Tax 1 that the student studies in 5th semester affiliated to University of Mysore. The topic is Indirect Tax Structure in India, Session 1. The learning objective is to understand the meaning of indirect tax, and second thing is to understand the concept of indirect tax structure in India. Learning outcome, here the learning outcome is that the students will be able to understand the meaning of indirect tax. Student will be able to understand the concept and status of indirect tax structure in India. We'll move to the introduction. There are two types of taxes in India. One is direct tax and the indirect tax. Direct taxes are those which are charged directly on the income of an individual or organization. It is a type of tax where the incidence and impact of taxation falls on the same entity. It means the taxpayer, he cannot shift the brunt of direct tax to someone else. The tax levied, which is levied on the consumption of goods and services, where the ultimate tax burden falls on the consumers. That is in case of the indirect tax. So this is in case of indirect tax where the levied on the consumption of goods and services, and where the ultimate tax burden falls on the consumers. Indirect tax system, which is made in multi-layered taxes, that is levied by the state government and central government at different stages of the supply chain structure. And the tax reforms, these are the continuous efforts of the government to make the system dynamic and suitable to the changing economic situations. Meaning of indirect tax, as I already told, indirect tax is the tax which is levied on the consumption of goods and services, which where the ultimate tax burden is falls on the consumers. The definition says that the indirect taxes are imposed on goods and services. The immediate liability to pay the taxes lies on the manufacturer, service providers, sellers, etc. But the burden is ultimately transferred to the consumers. So this is the meaning of the indirect tax. Next is the provision of constitutions regarding the taxation. What are the constitutional provisions with respect to the taxation, that is of the indirect taxation? Here the various articles are there. The articles which states the powers of the state and central government with respect to the levy and collection of taxes. The first is that Article 246, it is of 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution, that says that it distributes the legislative powers including taxation between the parliament and the state legislatures. Schedule 7 provides the three lists, that is list 1, list 2 and list 3. The list 1, that is of union list, the central government has the exclusive right to make laws in respect of any matters covered in this list. Parliament makes laws in this regard. Some of the items in list 1 are of defense of India, naval, military, air force, atomic energy, mineral resource, Central Bureau of Intelligence and Investigations, railways, and any currencies with respect to RBI, taxation on income other than agricultural income, duties of customs, corporation taxes, etc. So these are the some items which comes under the list 1, where the central government has the exclusive right to make laws in respect of these matters. Second is the list 2. So this list 2, it comes under state list. It contains the matters in respect of which the government has the exclusive, state government especially has the exclusive right to make laws. These matters includes public order, police, local government, public health, sanitation, hospitals, etc. Next is the list 3. It is of concurrent list. Here both the central government and state government has powers to make laws. Separate taxation heads are provided under list 1 and list 2 of 7th schedule of constitution. These heads of taxations are not provided in the concurrent list. Next is the article 246(1). So here article 246(1) says that Parliament has exclusive powers to make laws with respect to any of matters enumerated in the list 1 in 7th schedule. Article 246 subsection 3, it says that the state government has exclusive powers to make laws for state with respect to any matters which is constituted in list 2. Next is the article 248. It mentions that the residual powers of legislations are vested in the Parliament. It means that the Parliament has exclusive powers to make any laws with respect to any matters of the list 1 and the list 3. Sources of indirect taxes. So here sources of indirect taxes, one is the source of indirect tax revenue for the union, and second is the source of indirect tax revenue for the states. Source of indirect tax revenue for the union, it includes the customs duty, central excise duty, central sales tax, service tax and GST. And the indirect tax revenue for the states, here it includes the sales tax, excise duty on alcoholic liquors, taxes on luxuries, entertainments, amusements, betting, gambling, electricity tax, entry tax, etc. So here in case of indirect tax revenue for the union, that is the central excise duty. Central excise duty, it is the duty which is levied on goods manufactured in India. The duty administered by the central government. The liability of central excise duty arises as soon as the goods manufactured. Central sales tax. Here the central sales tax, it has become very active from 1st July 1957. Any interstate sales of goods was taxable under the Central Sales Tax Act. So the sales tax, it is a consumption tax which is imposed by the government on the sale of goods and services. Excise duty, central excise duty, it is an indirect tax levied on the goods manufactured in India. This duty, I told, it is administered by the central government, and the rates of duties and ad valorem is specified by the Schedule 1 and 2 of the Tariff Act. Another indirect tax is that service tax is the tax revenue for the union. Service tax is imposed on the some specific services by the central government, which includes like telephone service, tour operators, architect, interior decorators, advertising, etc. VAT, so is one of the biggest reforms in indirect tax structure in India. It is a replacement for sales tax, and it was collected at each stage of sales. VAT, as we see that value added tax, any value addition is taxed at each stage of sales. Excise duty on alcohol, luxury tax. So here luxury tax is an indirect statutory tax that is imposed primarily on the services offered at hotels, spas and resorts. It is not applicable for food and beverages at hotels. And excise duty on alcohol, as I told, it is a form of tax imposed on the goods for their production, licensing and sales. It is they say that it is the third largest source of revenue to the state. And entry tax, it is a type of the tax imposed by the state government on the movement of goods from one state to another state. So these are some indirect tax revenue to the state and indirect tax revenue to the central government. And I told a GST, newly implemented GST, it is a highly regarded taxation system for the country. It is among the latest indirect tax system operating under the Constitution of India. The importance of this taxation regime lies in the fact that it covers under itself various other indirect taxes operating inside the country. This tax regime has been brought in mark a change in the economy of the country, mainly to lessen the cascading effects from tax duties that deliver overall market inflation. So this is the information about the indirect tax, that is with respect to the indirect tax structure. Here the books I referred is of the goods and service tax by Dr. H.C. Mehrotra, and some internet I also referred to collect the information, and one more book that is of GST and customs duty by Trinesh TR and Professor Nagendra Babu. So thank you very much.